Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Warped, the completely unnecessary Star Trek podcast where we provide live audio talk commentaries to Star Trek episodes. My name is Matt.
I'm Shawn.
I'm Jake.
Philippe.
You still horny for that K.
That's Erin, and I'm Minh.
That K's V is tight. Tiny.
I'm telling him
Erin,
to
run.
It's also shaved.
The Star Trek K?
Yeah, the little notch
I think
in there.
because I have astigmatism, it makes it pop out more than it does for you guys.
Oh, it's
The lines. On
The notch
way.
at the top or
Yeah,
the
the top
bottom?
one. The crotch
All of the
notch.
notches.
Oh.
All of the
Crotch
The
crotch.
crotch notch.
that crotch notch.
Philippe is really
He's sending
into it.
signals.
zoning in on that crotch
Yeah.
notch. Okay.
What about the middle of the A?
Oh, no, that looks painful.
And looks
Sharp-
like
the
that sharp
R.
edge. That sharp edge on the
The R looks perfect. It has multiple insertion points.
Nah. They're too thick, man. I'm not packing that enough heat for that.
No, that's Minh for you.
Yeah,
know?
Min's
See,
back.
I was thinking vertically, but you were thinking horizontally.
Yeah,
sure.
Are you talking about the
Now I
little?
see it.
Are you talking about the little tight, the front V of the R?
That too. You
Yeah.
could get a little
There's a little
nudging.
K.
No, man,
There's
it's
a
weird.
little bit of the same kind of.
Little
Yeah.
bottle opener part.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
if you did sideways on the K and the E?
They call that an Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Guys, this is nothing but sex and fear up
That's a
here.
Deep Space 69, right?
Oh.
Let's start the episode.
start
We are watching Star Trek The
pretty
Next
fun.
Generation, Season 1, Episode 3, Code of Honor. We are watching on Netflix. Sean will punch the triangle.
We got 45 minutes and 41 seconds on the clock, and I'm punching the triangle in 3, 2, 1, punch! Earth!
It's a planet that looks like
It's-
Earth.
But not Earth.
Yay,
But not
different
Earth.
continent.
First. I hope this is not a racist fucking planet.
What
I
happened
really-
to-
Oh, they still using the 2 digits.
They're
Maybe
still
this is the
using the
last
2 digits.
episode.
Oh, it's Ligon.
Sean, you're supposed to be our font of
I get
knowledge.
confused.
It's all right. It's going to get corrected.
Okay, well,
It's all in Matt's domain now.
that's very human. I can appreciate that, Sean. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get on your case.
It's okay.
No,
I
we need to start
appreciate
the episode over, though.
So this is a classic. This planet has a thing we want. So
Yes.
we've come to negotiate a deal to get the thing that we need.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's why they're going down to this planet to meet these
There's a plague.
savage people.
That's a frequent story. They're always after a vaccine
Mineral
of some kind.
or
Well,
It's
that's
been-
what we need right
It's
now.
been specifically a vaccine at least a few times.
At least a few times.
in the original series.
Yeah.
It's
But
like-
how did they get it back to Starfleet? Because are they making return trips? What the fuck is the deal?
Well, they got to go to a planet. They're not going back to Earth.
I know, but they got to get it, and don't they have to take it back to Earth? Like, doesn't Earth need it?
Take it to the planet that needs it.
Oh, I see. They're delivering it.
Yes.
They're a courier service.
Why is that the X Factor X-Men logo there?
The world's most expensive courier service.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. There's
I like how they roll out the red carpet for this guy. Though. That is dope.
it is red too.
Yeah, no, it's dope. I kind
I don't know. They look like they got it together.
of, yeah.
Yeah, they are
don't
precise,
look, they don't
right?
look like
Wait, is this the beginning of Black Panther?
They don't.
Sort of.
They don't
Yeah.
have rug teleportation technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame. They still have to do that
They
manually.
bring their own rugs.
Yeah, but they got badass medalls. It's,
Those are some good headgear those
Yeah.
guys are wearing.
mhm. What if you need that film canister that's like underneath on that back behind them? Jesus. That's the original Star Trek episodes. A woman. You're
Yeah,
cute.
they're super sexist.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're primitive.
Let's throw some sexism into the racism.
Oh, they
right?
look like that guy on the left looks like a golden girl.
Yeah.
He does. I'm pretty sure Rue McClanahan wore that turban.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. Do not mess with Tashi Yar.
How interesting. I
We-
agree.
We drink every time there's a hate crime, right?
That was a hate crime right there.
Yeah, we drink when there's spacism. Do we drink when there's racism?
and space sexism?
And sort of
Oh yeah, there's been that.
racist stereotypes.
Yeah.
What is on our bingo card for this show, Sean?
Well, we still got anytime a red shirt dies.
Uh-huh.
Which hasn't happened yet.
Not yet,
Or
but
a
they
crew,
will.
a crew member, right?
Crew
And
member
they're-
dies.
They're all red shirts now too.
Anytime Picard says engage,
Oh boy.
which usually only happens once an episode. He doesn't usually say it more than once.
It doesn't count when Riker says it.
Anytime Riker steps over the back of a chair to
Yep.
sit down into it,
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
oh, that's gonna be a lot.
eventually we'll get to a point where every time Picard pulls his shirt down when he sits down, he doesn't have the right uniform yet
Oh,
for
to
that.
straighten out his.
Yeah.
When he gets the jacket later, we'll
Every-
drink when that happens.
Every time Data says he's fully functional.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We didn't drink last time.
I
were
drank
drinking.
it. We were
I
drinking.
drank.
Tasha was
Oh,
drinking.
wait, okay.
We didn't acknowledge it, but we
Yeah.
were
Let
drinking.
me get out the specs on the episode.
Oh, we're introing it.
What?
Season 1, Episode 3, Star Trek The Next Generation, Code of Honor. Original air date October 10th, 1987. When the leader of an alien culture takes a romantic interest in Lieutenant Yar, he
Ooh.
claims her for his own, to the dismay of his own wife, who in turn challenges Tasha in a fight to the death.
Wow.
Oh, that sounds
cool.
Erin, what do you think the IMDb rating of this episode is?
Ooh, well, the last one was a 6.6, so I'm going
6.6.
to give this one a straight 6.
All right. Anybody else?
I bet it's lower than that. I bet
Five-
it's 4.5.
5.6.
4.5.
People used to
How
not.
low can you go?
Yeah, people
Low.
don't like
They go
racism
low.
generally. That rate
4.4.
5-1.
5-2.
Oh,
nice.
that's right,
Philippe with the last minute entry.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well,
Yes, it is widely considered excessively racist. Most of the cast is embarrassed to have made it.
except for one of them is like, that's my favorite episode.
Yeah.
I want to
And
know.
weirdly, it's Michael Dorn.
Yeah. That was, we
There were
crushed it.
so many black people on the set this week.
It was so awesome.
I never get to see any other black people on this show.
Yeah, the after parties were amazing. Like, I finally fucking felt
I
like
finally felt like I was.
I wasn't talking about avocado toast
Right.
for 3 hours. The fucking music was good.
Yeah, LeVar's a nerd. He never wants to do anything cool.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I forgot about LeVar.
Yeah.
That's how not black LeVar is. He reads books.
He's a fucking reader.
He was the star of
What?
Roots.
This is the scene that everybody remembers. The horse.
Oh,
Let
they're
me give you this
exchanging.
horse.
Ooh, next
Yeah.
time I'm at TJ Maxx,
Yeah.
I'll look for a horse statue.
Yeah.
You know they got those.
That's
Yeah.
like that's where they got this.
Pure
thing.
One imports.
Yeah,
Also-
that looks just like wall gecko.
Yeah.
Look over at wall gecko.
Same
It's
aesthetic.
a very
Tell
similar.
me that's not from the same manufacturer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's from China's Sung Dynasty.
Yeah.
Wall gecko is from China too.
What if we cosplayed as these guys?
Which,
Look at these outfits.
That is a terrible idea.
Yeah. I would hate
headdresses.
us.
Talk about hate crime.
Yeah.
Now, if everybody wanted to dress up in Tasha's leisure wear from the last episode, I think that would be
Oh,
good.
Oh,
Spit curl and all.
Spit curl and midriffs. Oh, I gotta do some sit-ups before that happens.
Just sit down, please.
Yeah. I need some kind of prosthetic.
He's also, all of them have really bad African accents
Do
as
they?
well. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, this episode isn't quite as offensive with the sound turned off.
That's what I was
Right.
going to say. Visually, they have a very
Yeah, it's-
strong presence on the screen. Like their
Yeah.
outfits are very like
And that dude is like built.
Yeah.
He is
Put
a
together.
tank.
Yeah, but the fact that they would sound African probably is
Yeah.
not a good idea.
Yeah.
Like,
What if they sounded Chinese? Would that be better?
maybe it might be better. At least it'd be confusing, which is, I think, in generally better than just over.
Yeah.
They could just all be Irish.
Yeah.
Well,
I will not give you my lucky charm.
Yeah.
okay. Now we're getting racist on the boat. What you know? What you haven't done in a little bit, Sean?
Be racist?
No.
I was just racist. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
just a second ago.
We haven't poured one out for the homies, and there have been some very notable
Homies.
passings.
All right. Well, I don't have one. If you've got a few you would like to pour one out for, go right ahead.
There was Max von Sydow.
Max von Sydow died. That
Oh.
was sad. But he was 90 years old, so
Yeah.
he had a
Yeah.
good run.
Was he in-
There was another, but I was hoping that I didn't prepare for this.
You were hoping to spark a conversation,
Yeah.
but not lead the conversation.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be the bonfire.
Yeah. I understand.
There were others.
Oh, getting them into the holodeck. Not always a good idea.
Not on a first date.
No. So
She's gonna show them some things.
okay, holodeck. If you commit a robbery in a holodeck, it's not really a crime, right? Doesn't really. If you kill somebody in the holodeck, it's not really a crime.
Well, there's an episode that goes over it, isn't there, Matt?
But if you had if you were a pedophile and had a bunch of kids and you were fucking the kids in the holodeck, is that a crime, or is that cool? I just wanted to get a little round robin going. Because you're basically capital murder is not a crime.
I would say not a crime,
Yeah,
but but still not cool.
Yeah,
Those are the
I'm
only
not
two
saying.
choices.
Yeah, I'm just saying
The only two choices are not a crime and cool. There's got to be somewhere in the middle.
It's like just saying, what restrictions are we putting on the holodeck? I mean, should we allow capital murder so we can be like pirates and stuff? Or
there are probably restrictions on what you can do in the holodeck, I would imagine. Especially in Starfleet.
yeah.
Maybe not so much in Quarks.
There are places for that, I'm sure.
James Lipton. Did we talk about James
yeah.
Lipton passing away?
Actor studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy
fun.
Lip.
He was great. He
He
was great
spread
on
a lot of
Arrested
joy.
Development. Remember?
Yeah.
Arrested Development.
He was in
warden.
As the-
Arrested Development?
He
Yeah, he played the
warden.
prison warden.
yeah, he
Who
was
was the
amazing.
screenwriter.
When George Michael or when George Sr. is in jail.
It's great.
Job tries to do an illusion. Job's going to do an illusion to prove that he can break out of prison. So he gets himself thrown in prison on purpose along with his father. And James Lipton plays the warden who agrees to let him do this stunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he swallowed the key to his
That's right.
handcuffs or this jail cell. So his plan is to poop it out and use the key to escape. And then Michael has to come pick him up in the stair car over the other side of the wall. I don't know why I'm just recapping Arrested Development right now.
You're exercising your natural muscle that you
Yeah.
built
Yeah.
with all these years of
Well, we were talking
podcasting.
about,
Yeah.
James Lipton.
Yeah, James Lipton died.
Kirk Douglas. Did we talk about Kirk Douglas
yeah,
since
I
he
think we're
passed
the
away?
last
Douglas.
of that
Yeah.
group of.
That era.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, just
103.
kidnapped.
Yeah,
Just
there's no
kidnapped
one else from that time.
Riker, Tasha.
Yara.
You shouldn't be able to
Do you not?
somebody against
What about Martin Sheen? Don't you?
He's alive.
Yeah,
But
like
he's
wouldn't
a
you?
whole generation
wouldn't you
younger
group-
than-
He's
No,
younger.
No,
Oh,
he's like
no.
he's like
20
20
Really?
years younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
whole
Kirk
generation?
Douglas is
Oh.
from the old. You're thinking of Michael
Kirk Douglas was
Douglas.
famous in the 40s.
You're
Martin
thinking
Sheen
of his
wasn't
son,
famous until,
Michael,
the
who's
late
more-
60s.
Yeah, Michael's more contemporary with Martin.
Yeah,
Michael
Kirk
and
Douglas
Laura,
made
I
movies in the 30s.
Yeah.
He's been around.
Bold
He's
and the
around.
Beautiful.
The soap opera?
No, wait. What's it called? The Bold and the...
Something like that.
Yeah, that's one of those famous movies he was in. I enjoyed.
You know, I hadn't realized Riker was so tall. He's got a lot of height on him. Or maybe Picard and Troi are short.
I think it's a combination of both. I think Jonathan Frakes is kind of tall.
So the plot of this movie is the Africans have stolen a white woman and are potentially
Are
defiling.
you starting to see why we were calling you racist earlier?
Just like
They stole Tasha
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Instead of negotiating with,
because she was
with
trying to
them,
Well, she was
teach them
impressive.
stuff, and then they took advantage.
they were
of her
like they
being
got
there.
super turned on by it.
yeah,
and
he's
they're like,
all horned up over Tasha.
That's what I'm saying. You want Tasha to be the one that you kill because you get turned on, she gets turned on.
yeah, the fight is
Yeah.
good. There's some fight sex.
Yeah.
You might get some double sex out of
so
it.
you thinking you could kill her and fuck her at the same
I just don't
time?
think, I just don't think
But
you
the-
could kill her.
But the problem
That's
is
the
knowing
thing.
about her rape gang backstory.
I think
you
she
know.
would kill you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't
Absolutely.
think you would ever get anywhere close to her.
Yeah.
yeah, that's the downside.
I think she would break you in half.
But it'd be pretty fun up until then, I think.
maybe.
Yeah.
It might be pretty fast. She might kill you pretty quick.
Well, that's how it would normally go anyway.
Yeah.
So
She's just saying how she felt that all of the men that came were
All of the
horny
men
for
were turned
Yar,
on for Yar.
Yeah.
but that he thought of her as like a prize to be won.
Oh.
I like that later when they show her again, you can see that she's been like beating up all the guards that have been
Oh yeah.
that have been holding her captive.
She's holding her own.
I have not seen this one in
Since
probably 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't rewatch this one for today.
For obvious reasons.
yeah.
Other reasons as well.
Yeah.
So now they're just hanging out. waiting for something
Well,
to happen.
Data told them that they have a history of patience, and that
Right.
they should
The right thing to do
is to be
wait.
patient. Yeah, wait for them to make the next move.
Oh, are they going to have a moment again? I'd love for them to have a moment.
No, because they're not horned up now. They're back to
Yeah.
normal.
This is the doctor putting pressure on the diplomatic
We
situation.
need the vaccine. Blah blah.
Man,
blah.
her hair is awesome.
This is another on again, off again relationship on this
But
show.
they don't hook up nearly as much as
No.
Troi and Riker do.
It's more.
This is always
more of a tension.
It's more of an unrequited thing with
Yeah.
the
Like
two
a
of
will
them.
they, won't they, that stays that way.
But stays, won't they?
yeah.
Sorry.
Wisely. Yeah, I think
It's
that's
good
right
for
him.
TV. Whenever they do it, it's boring.
They have not explained on Inside Picard where she is.
No,
We know
What do you mean? Where
Dr. Crusher is.
not inside Picard.
Yeah.
Or,
Picard.
on Star Trek Picard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Inside
like-
Picard.
I mean-
Those fuckers at Inside Picard can't figure out where Dr. Crusher is.
Picard's inside her, so that's
Oh, we've got our theory.
You knew what I meant.
yeah.
Anyway, we don't know where she is in the
No.
future.
How do we know if she's up for being on the show?
She's she's still
she's acting.
and she's like part of she goes to like the conventions and
She was
stuff.
on the cruise, I think, the one that just ended.
Oh, we got to do the cruise when this whole apocalypse is over.
They've basically she's gotten a lot of questions about it because of the new show. Like, hey, are you going to be on the new show? And she's like, I don't know. She's like, not yet, but I would if they asked me to. But there's been no mention of where she is, if she's still alive or whatever.
I like that. Like Wesley's not allowed on the bridge, so he kind of like
he hangs out like
right.
He's like, I'm not on the bridge.
I know.
I'm still in the turbo.
like such a kid thing to do.
Such a kid argument.
Yeah.
It's Opposites Day.
Yeah.
Look at his sweater.
I know.
He wears that sweater a
a
lot.
lot. Yeah.
You wore it in the first episode, too.
He is so skinny right now.
Mm-hmm.
You like that?
I mean,
man?
he was like 15. He was 15 in
In the
real life.
holodeck, it's
Like,
okay, man.
Yeah, exactly. We just determined it's not cool, but it's okay technically.
To be skinny.
No, to be to think of to 15-year-old Wesley.
Yeah.
I was just trying to determine like
What if-
where we.
what
got-
if I
He
was
was
the-
really 15 though. Like he wasn't like
Yeah.
20 playing 15. He was an
Yeah,
actual
man. He
teenager.
was really 15.
Damn.
Thanks.
just
So now
starting a
Min's gonna end up
terrible.
on some list.
Yeah.
Because you guys,
This time,
you guys
gonna.
accusing him of being attracted to Wesley Crusher.
Yep. And he'll be like,
this is on the
"Yay, someone's
screen."
But
dating
it's
me."
for comedy. I thought when it's for comedy, there
Parody law. It's all good.
Is it Lutan or Luton?
Luton.
mhm.
Luton?
It's Luton.
Oh man,
I'm gluten free.
I know exactly.
Wow, wow.
Dude, that's
Oh wait,
good.
where's my sad trombone sound?
No, that means you've got the coronavirus. Don't play it.
No.
You're confusing everybody.
which sound means what again?
Yeah. Stay away. We're in quarantine.
What's the name of the Betazoid again?
Diana.
Troi.
Deanna Troi.
She's got very
There it is.
yeah. There you go.
Someone
She's
just
got
got
big
corona.
eyes. She has giant eyes.
She does. They're
Yeah.
like twice the size of anybody else's eyes.
Yeah.
What?
I wonder if people with big eyes like see more.
That's super something. That's super something terrible.
You can correct
God,
some corner
you
that.
big eye 2015
Well,
vision
you just have, like,
motherfucker.
you know when you get
You
in the
see those
car,
lizards that have the big
Yeah.
bulging eyes
Yeah.
that bulge out of their head?
Yeah.
You go
They-
all in all
They
four
see in
directions.
3D, man.
Yeah, do they have like better peripheral? Or...
Jesus Christ. I'm
That
getting
is
motion
such a deep
sickness
thought.
watching her eyes flick around the room. It's just like
Now I'm just staring at her eyes.
they're huge. They are.
It's like a bigger
But I
windshield.
mean-
Don't you notice when you're in a car with a bigger windshield, you
That's
see more
true.
stuff?
That's true.
Yeah. You feel more
Same
open.
thing, guys.
So what are you saying? That Asians see less is what you're saying by default?
I don't know.
focus
I've
better.
got pretty small eyes.
Yeah, you do.
I do too. We got white people eyes. Not nearly as famous as Chinese people eyes as being small, but they're just as small. Damn it,
They're just,
just as small.
Oh.
Do you think that's why Japanese people wanted
Let's move
to
on.
draw big eyes for anime characters?
We knew this episode.
Yeah.
It was going to be a problem.
As soon as I hear a sentence that starts, do you think that's why Japanese people? It's like, stop
Abort.
there. Stop
Abort.
there.
He's talking about how the characters always have giant
Yeah.
eyes on the cartoons.
The-
That
the
seems to be
mangas.
just like a cartoon thing.
It's an
Maybe-
art style.
It's an expressiveness.
Easier.
Yeah.
It's easier, right?
Has anybody seen Alita Battle Angel?
Yeah.
The movie?
Oh, yeah. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've
It was
not
a
seen it.
weird movie.
Is it good? I have it on the DVR, but I haven't like clicked on it to watch it.
I wouldn't
yet.
say it's good.
Yeah, I watched it on a plane ride, and that made it kind of good.
Uh-huh.
And that it was,
It's a plain kind of a movie.
yeah, absolutely.
Trapped inside
Nothing
a
else to
giant
watch.
aluminum box, kind of good.
I'm kind of curious about it
Yeah,
just to watch it.
Yeah,
but I haven't been
it's,
able to.
It's
bring
good for
myself to
that.
do it
Like
yet.
I was definitely curious about it.
It's definitely while you're in quarantine in the COVID-19
Yeah.
era.
Now's the time.
Now's
for
the time.
Alita Battle Angel.
I think we need to like start lowering various standards.
That's on the playlist for sure.
Yeah.
For the quarantine.
We watched Parasite last night.
Oh, great.
What
Yeah.
a great.
Was it
movie.
as good as Matt said it was?
I enjoyed it. We both enjoyed it.
I think it's a
Yeah.
very memorable movie. Like
Yeah.
the setting, the characters, the twists and the turns.
Yeah.
it's an
It does.
it's an interesting movie. Like it's not what I thought it would be in some ways, but I don't. I mean, I assume that's probably a good thing because didn't play out the way I didn't expect.
Sorry, he has such a Disney princess dress up necklace.
Yeah,
It's distracting.
yeah, it's so red. It's got like no. It almost looks like it's glowing.
He puts it in his mouth whenever he's on MDMA.
Which is all the time.
Anyway, it's an excellent movie.
It's a good movie. We enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
Is that on Netflix now?
No,
you can rent it on Amazon.
On Prime.
Yeah, we rented it.
But you got to pay for it.
Yeah, but we just did the rental
Just
option.
treat it
So
like
we were
it's
like making a
Blockbuster.
decision between that and
Sure,
Little Women,
sure,
but Little Women wanted us to buy it, and we're like, and then we saw
I
that
needed something to help me make a choice. So
Parasite.
Little Women's excellent too, but
Oh, it's
yeah,
so
wait
good.
for it to be rented. not
Yeah.
to buy.
Yeah,
It's like
it's
$6 to rent Parasite.
yeah, like
so
grown-up movies, I don't watch over and over and over again. So
Parasite also looked great on like a big screen.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Just because so much of it takes place in the
That
house.
amazing
Yeah, the house and
that's
like
what
their
I'm saying,
yard, the way
setting
that
is
looks.
So the way that it's all
very-
filmed,
yeah.
It's great.
looks amazing
Yeah, it
on
sticks
a big
with you.
screen.
it was good.
I saw it twice in the theater
Nice.
and liked it even more the second time.
Interesting.
I love those shots where it's like they're kind of escaping the house and it's like just a torrential downpour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were visually like so
Yeah.
striking to me.
It was interesting to watch it the second time, knowing what's going to happen. Obviously, the 2nd time, so you're not
Mhm.
surprised by the way the story develops.
So you can appreciate.
So you're looking at other things
Like
rather
this.
than focusing on the story. So you sort of
Yeah.
see how how he lays the groundwork and like just
Yeah.
the metaphor of them living in that half basement at
Yeah.
the beginning
Yeah.
and like it's all meaningful. It's one of those movies where it feels like every single detail
Connect
he
somehow.
thought about
Yeah.
what he wanted that detail to look
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
feel like,
Mhm.
they built that house. He couldn't find a house that had what he wanted, so they built that house specifically so that they could shoot in it.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
Because he couldn't find one that had the different
The
like
architectural
levels and the
features.
ways
The
that
way
he
he
wanted to
wanted
shoot
it.
it.
Yeah.
Is it? So it's a functional.
Because the house is like a character in the movie almost.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
And then they destroyed it right afterwards.
It's now a tourist trap.
Do-
Probably a tourist
Do we
attraction
know why
now.
the architect moved away?
They don't tell you why
Okay.
the architect moved. I think you're supposed to believe that he just got old and like went to a home or someplace.
Okay.
But I always felt like because the house was a character, there was something there to it. Like the house had a role to play in all of it as well, not just. I don't know. There's just something about it.
Some of us have still not seen it.
Yeah.
Okay, we can stop talking about it.
Well, I had one more question. The shots with the downpour, is it real rain that they're capturing, or has that been CGI'd in?
It's real rain because they get drenched.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't know how they
There's
did it.
rainy
but-
seasons. The summer in that part of the world is very rainy like that.
And I don't know if it was just like they waited for a rainstorm to shoot, or if that was like movie rain.
Practical effects.
But if it's movie rain, it's some of the best movie rain I've ever seen because
Oh, this is the part where he's changing the plan and he's deciding to keep her.
Oh, the wife.
He wants to keep her as his number one.
second wife or for
No, he wants her to be his number one. So the current number one is unhappy about this.
So this is another notch against it. It's a polygamy situation.
Yeah.
Like, not only are they uneducated savages, they're like have weird polygamous sex practices too.
But they do have some crazy vaccine that only they can have.
Yeah.
There's always
So
only
something's
one
going
place
right.
where that thing is.
Yeah.
Like,
Whoa, she's
They're
getting
never-
ready
Wow.
to be
They-
wife number one.
they're never like, what if we go to some other planet and try and find this thing?
Yeah.
There's always only one planet in the whole universe that has what they need.
Well, that's why that planet exists.
Can't they synthesize it once they get?
They said
They said they can. It doesn't work.
Yeah, that's
For,
that'd be
for,
They
for
specific-
technobabble
Crusher
reasons.
specifically says that in the
yeah. That's
episode.
just make sure this
Things on Star Trek just don't work when the story needs them to not work,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Oh, we synthesized it. We're out of here.
Yeah. Episode's over in 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Beam everybody up. We're gone.
Beam us up. We're out of here.
Yeah.
Did we?
Wait,
Straight
Troi
out of
spells her
Luton.
name like that?
Oh, TROI.
Good God.
Yeah. She's
I
a
need to
beta.
Boy, the
Yeah.
spellings are really getting on your nerves today.
It's not.
Yeah, it's bringing out your
how I
inner
got it in my
Karen.
head, And now I'm like, what? Jordy, Troy.
Similar. This
Well,
is
her name is
something-
Beverly,
Yeah,
so
it's okay.
but it's spelled with a Q in the middle. For some reason. Wait till you see
God
it.
damn it.
You're not going to believe the way they spell
No.
Beverly.
Yeah, man.
And Data has like 14
They made a new
names.
letter for her
Right.
that doesn't even exist in other letters. In other words.
It's Morse code.
Yeah.
It just spells it out in Morse code.
So she wants to fight.
Yeah.
It's a challenge to the death situation.
Yeah,
right?
she wants it.
How could she
Old
not-
wife is challenging Tasha to a fight to the death.
Yeah.
And Tasha is like, I can totally kill this bitch, but I don't want to. That's literally what she just said. Well, she didn't say the
Yeah,
bitch
I
part, but
believe
She
it.
kind of wants to, though. That's my thing.
Picard's like, take it down a notch. Take it down a notch.
But the vaccine's important.
Yeah.
She might have to kill a bitch.
Mm.
One bitch needs to die.
Oh.
Oh, Beta's always
What's
like-
going on with Troi?
She's like,
I mean-
she's like saying that, go for it. We need to
We
like.
need
Which
the
is
fucking
seems
vaccine.
so-
That's out of
unemotional,
character
right?
for her. Why is she
Yeah.
being all like uncaring?
She's saying like Betazoids are also practical. It's not all about the.
This is out of character for her. They hadn't figured her stuff out yet
Yeah.
because they would never have had her do that speech. She's always the one who
The soft touch, right?
she's
Pro
the
touchy-feely.
compassionate
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Like
They're just giving us permission to be okay.
making
with
her a
this.
weird hard ass in this episode is kind of
Uh,
out of character for
They just
her.
want like a woman to say that this is okay, so we can all enjoy it. It's like,
Oh,
okay.
that could be.
Yeah.
That might be it.
We need to get permission. Like,
We need to get buy-in on this from somebody else.
There's a lot of times where we're just like waiting for permission to like enjoy
yeah.
something
I saw-
that's kind of racist or sexist.
I saw an Instagram image. It was a Photoshop picture of the bridge crew of the Next Generation, and all the uniforms were changed to have like the low cut V of Troy
on the men.
on everybody, all the bridge characters, and it was
was the
very
most-
striking.
Who was the most attractive in that situation?
All of them. All of them.
That's like that thing.
How much
on-
hair was coming out of like?
Not enough. It was kind of all like Troy's chest, sort of like color match.
I think you don't notice the chest hair unless you're watching it on this big. of a
Yeah, I've
screen.
never seen it before in
So
my
most
life.
people don't think about it.
Yeah,
You really do notice details on when you watch it like this.
Which is
Like,
how
look how
it should be
gappy his
viewed.
neck is on his uniform. Like,
yeah. It's
I've
kinda-
never noticed that before.
Yeah, you notice the neckline and the imperfections in the costuming. a little
They
bit
hadn't
more.
quite gotten their shit together in episode 3.
Yeah.
But have you guys seen those pictures online where artists take male superheroes and put them in female superheroes costumes to
Yeah.
show off how
Ridiculous.
sexist female superhero characters look, like Batman in Wonder Woman's like outfit, just to show how like insanely sexist female superheroes are.
Yep.
I said that already, but I said it twice.
It was like that photo I sent you
Are they
guys.
insanely sexist?
I said it twice because I wanted to make sure you really heard me.
Yeah.
It was like that photo I sent you guys of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
Oh,
where
with
they
their heads
swapped
on
the
each
heads.
other's.
Yeah,
That
it was
picture just
weird.
weird.
Sick
Right?
kid.
Yeah. I would have been loved it if like they
Is Jordy shaving?
Yep. Without touching his skin.
Yep. Wow.
Future shaving.
Yeah.
Ultrasonic, probably.
This is
This is
ridiculous.
like an.
Apparently,
This is an.
Why is he doing it in the middle of the living room?
Yeah.
Because he
Like,
can. That
guess
doesn't
he's
matter.
blind.
He doesn't
I mean, a
need
mirror
it.
would-
Damn
need a
it.
mirror.
He's blind. He doesn't know where he is.
Yeah.
He thinks he is in the bathroom.
He doesn't know he's in Data's sex dungeon. Jordy, did you know that I'm fully functional?
Drink.
Drink.
I mean,
That looks like one of those things you use to like stamp things.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
To, like stamp an address.
Stamp.
Or you just got like a parking
Yeah, parking validation stamp. Oh. What is even happening in this scene?
Data's telling him a joke.
Or trying to.
Oh.
So this is the beginning of their friendship.
Yeah, this is the first scene these two have had together before.
Kadiddles.
What the hell was that word? Cadillies? Including the
Cadillies.
The Cadillies? So one of Data's main character traits, Erin, is that he wants to be more human.
And part of that.
And part of that is sort of learning to develop a sense of humor. So he kind of regularly tells really bad jokes because he doesn't know how to tell a joke.
Hmm.
So given that, would we be the most human?
Because we tell really bad jokes. Is that what you're
The
saying?
most.
Was Android?
Yeah. Is this like, does that follow the rule of like two fake things and one real thing on the
When
wall?
we all do the his was the most human thing in the Star Trek 3
Human.
episode,
Yeah.
all of us go human, and then like half a beat behind you hear Erin go human.
Remember that?
It's really funny.
Erin really knows how to
Yeah.
punch that triangle.
Yeah.
So I think I know why Troi wears a different outfit.
Go on.
She kind of has like a sort of a gypsy kind of like bohemian thing going on with her gear.
Yep.
It's softer. I
She's
think
got a
it's
lot of pillows.
I think it's to show she's in tune in a different way because she's got the things in her hair.
Yeah.
She's kind of got a fortune teller thing going on. If the fortune teller was on a
Starship.
yeah,
Ship.
She's
You know they're in space sometimes, right?
yeah.
Okay.
She's still got the
Just-
space.
And she has a vaguely Eastern European accent too. So you're
Mhm.
right. Like she
Well,
does have
and
a
the
sort
whole
of a gypsy vibe.
the Bendazoids are sort of
It's kind a
sexy.
genie. Yeah, and of course it's got.
They make
All
like
Bendazoid
consorts.
weddings and naked.
They're very sensual.
They're very sensual. You're right.
Yeah.
It's like the love interest in Firefly.
They're not used to wearing
Well, and
clothes.
she gets a lot of screen time too. She seems to get more than
She's a
the
major
other.
character on the show.
So that's her
In a
shirt.
while, we'll learn that her favorite food is chocolate.
Oh,
Cool.
Makes sense.
That's a good choice.
When they start hanging out in 10 Forward. We haven't seen 10 Forward yet.
No.
My
Of all the
favorite food is
planet-
popcorn.
Still under
Yeah.
construction.
Of
What
all
about
the
chocolate
planets
popcorn?
with all the different foods?
I don't
it's
go for the
some
sweet
human
popcorn
food.
too
Oh,
much.
like salty popcorn. You put the Vegemite on the popcorn.
Ooh, I used to put brewer's
God.
yeast on popcorn.
what?
That shit was
It's
good.
good.
A lot of MSG, people put MSG on
MSG
popcorn.
is
so
fucking
good.
great. Like MSG is
Flavor
gotten a
popper.
real fucking bad rap.
I've never heard of
Yeah.
people spicing with brewer's yeast.
No, that was
Well,
a huge.
That's what
kind of a-
Vegemite is made out
It's
of.
kind of
Yeah.
a Northern California thing. So I used to be in this food co-op in college.
Okay.
And I
Go
used
on.
to get a box about as tall.
Now we're getting some new information.
Yeah. And the box was about as tall as me, just full to the brim with brewer's yeast. So we used to get big, leftover yogurt containers and just scoop it up and go put it on our. We were probably malnourished, but it's also called nutritional yeast, and it adds some flavor. It's kind of like putting healthy Parmesan cheese on your popcorn.
Yeah, it is
kinda
good.
Gives it a
It's really
taste.
good.
It's umami.
No.
So
my.
it's been a while since I've done it, but I should just get some and I'll
Mm-hmm.
do it for you guys. I'll try it.
Would you
Let's do
consider
it.
that
But
like
it was all my California friends. I didn't go to school in California, but they were all like, "Yeah, do it." Like,
so you came
They
out to
seem to know.
California, you were like, oh my gosh, it's nothing but hippies out here. I gotta fit in. I need social glue.
yeah,
This is what I gotta buy into.
If I have to eat brewer's yeast
Yeah.
to
I'm
make
up for it.
friends, I guess I'm gonna do it.
Even if you have to get a monthly
Yeah.
brewer's
They-
yeast infection.
Yeah.
I know.
Fucking
I think
happens.
that's probably why I stopped it for a while. I was like,
Yeah.
yeast is not good.
Oh, for female parts.
Yeah, that's
Thank
right.
you, man.
Which one, Min? Whoa, I had the same painting. It's called.
What is it?
So the
what's-
blonde lady, Erin, the blonde lady who plays Tasha Yar, she's going to leave this show before the end of this first season.
Why?
Oh,
Because she felt that that her character was being badly written
Oh.
and she wasn't being given anything interesting to do.
that might be true.
And when you watch an episode like this, where she's kind of one of the main, she's got a big part in this one, but you kind of see where she's coming
Yeah.
from
Right.
because
I think because she has to be, I don't know. There's something so flat about her character.
and after this episode, she really kind of fades
Yeah.
into the background. There's a lot of episodes where she just says stuff like, I wouldn't agree with that, Captain. You know?
Yeah.
But if you were
But the thing is, I mean, I'm going to say this. I think she kind of delivered everything kind of flat. Like, I was never.
maybe
there's
because she
something
didn't
about her
connect with
that
the character.
Yeah, it just.
It's hard to know whether it's a bad performance
or
or
bad
bad-
writing.
bad.
or bad writing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, the only other thing I've ever seen her in is the Pet Cemetery movie,
Oh yeah.
which she's fine in.
Yeah.
Question: what do they replace her with?
Nobody.
No.
Worf eventually takes over.
Worf
her
takes over her
role.
job,
But they don't add another
another
character.
character.
Okay.
So, if you were her, looking back on history, would you make a different choice? Would you be like, "Oh, okay, well, this is
Play
where
ball.
Star Trek is going. I should just."
It seems to me
Sorry, this is awesome.
This has got like a Willy
Presents.
Wonka kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, these are her weepons for the fight.
I was like,
Oh.
it's Christmas.
It's like the latest sneakers.
Yeah.
So
It's a limited edition.
They're Air Lutons?
yeah, those are Air Lutons. I have an
They're
answer
like
to that
Louis
question,
Vuittons.
man, but we could hold on it for
No,
a second.
just get into it. Oh.
No, look at all the cool weapons. Like
Yeah.
Oh, man.
this is what she gets to.
Tasha's
Whoa,
like,
what are
I'm
you
gonna
gonna pick?
She kinda
Tasha's
likes
like,
this.
I'm gonna have to fucking kill this
yeah.
bitch.
Yeah. This is gonna be
The
good.
spikes have poison on them.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
look at,
that-
and she's like, Jordy's like, be careful, and she's like, don't tell me to be careful. I grew up with rape gags. Like,
Yeah.
I know how to handle a weapon.
Whoa.
And see, that's where they
getting ready to
fight.
fight?
That's their like fighting.
Have you
area.
guys
I don't
seen?
trust this other gal.
Have you guys seen modern?
Oh, I forgot about the laser beam.
Yeah.
It's like the Luxor.
I don't remember that part at all.
Yeah. Have you guys seen
Wow.
professional like tag?
It looks like
Tag.
a
That's
scene-
what I was gonna
It
say.
looks like a scene out of like the Olivia Newton-John video.
Yeah.
For Physical.
Yeah.
Like,
Physical,
she's
sure.
just like
And
dancing
Tasha Yar.
around.
I was thinking
Yeah.
of Staying Alive.
Yeah.
The sequel
yeah,
to-
same thing.
Yeah, the stage show at
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah. But I
modern
recently,
tag,
I
right?
I saw like tag on ESPN 8 or whatever.
They've
it
taken
is.
it to another level.
And it's got like, it looks
Stop it.
exactly like that. No, it's professional tag.
No.
Yes,
Professional
yes,
tag?
yes.
No.
Dude, they're amazing. It's like
No.
parkour
Yes.
tag, and they're like
Yeah,
have like
parkour
a
tag.
thing.
Yeah.
That's his other favorite sweater. Is that
Yes.
brown one?
And those with the pants with the
The
Yeah.
color stripe down
I
the
like-
side.
I like-
Meanwhile, everything is completely broken down. Wesley just gets to be on the bridge whenever he wants
Yeah.
now. Riker's like, fine, I have to go, but you can stay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are they going to go rescue him?
They're trying to figure out. Yeah, I think they are. So, Min, my answer to you about
Yes, please.
Denise Crosby leaving the show, I think that she's Bing Crosby's granddaughter.
Oh,
So I think that she comes from a rich family,
Yeah.
right?
And she might have expected.
So my guess might be that she did not necessarily
Need the
need
money.
this job.
Hmm.
I think if it were me in the same situation, I would be like, I will ride this show as long as they're willing to pay me to do it, you know. And maybe the writing will get better, as it did over the course of 7 seasons.
Yeah.
So I don't know why you walk away from a job like this unless you are genuinely
She said
miserable and also don't need the
I mean, it's
paycheck.
clear they were giving her a lot of screen time early on, but then I feel like she didn't make the most of it.
I mean, she's getting paid in every episode, whether she's,
no.
you know, an important character or not.
guys.
Yeah, this is happening.
It's happening. It's all happening.
I like how this one moves. She's just so awkward.
So useless. Yeah, she looks so like she.
Not elegant.
Yeah, she does not look like she know like she's a pro.
This poor actress is just like, I don't know. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Where do you want me to wear?
Yeah.
You want me to wear a pink, sparkly jumpsuit?
Yeah.
And put a thing on
Put
my
a
hand?
spiky thing on my hand.
And these guys.
This
with
woman is
the-
not a professional stunt actress.
Yeah.
Like, they could have gotten a stunt actress to play this part.
too
Yeah.
much money.
This is probably the most insulting thing I could ever say to a person, but I think I would beat her. And I would not beat anybody else.
She's got a headband on.
Oh,
I mean,
he just got stabbed.
no.
Oh, those are
Oh.
poison spikes.
Man, that's the problem with front row seats.
Sometimes you get
You get Gallagher.
gagged in the
Yeah.
It was a good death.
you get Gallagher.
with
You got a 10-meter tarp.
Gallagher poisoned the watermelon.
As Jake said, it was an honor.
and they just go right back to it.
Yeah.
Is it that music?
No,
Is it the old Star
no.
Trek
should
fight
be.
It
music?
should be.
That's why
I would love it if they used the
no.
old Star Trek fight music.
Oh.
Oh, see, he actually loves her.
Oh, it's all
And
clear.
she's the one with the actual money and power. That's
But
why
she-
the big guy married her.
Look at how that was not Tasha in
Yeah.
the wide shot.
Yeah. Look how excited this guy is.
Whenever they go to a wide shot, just look at the
Yeah.
stunt actor.
There was a good stunt
There,
act-
well, that's her.
There was a good stunt actor shot in the holodeck.
Is it Sandy Duncan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sir Sandy Duncan.
It's
She's been knighted.
it's Trisket Pixie Sandy Duncan.
Oh.
Didn't she do commercials
Yeah,
for
she sure
Triscuits?
did.
Yeah.
That put me in a very happy place.
What is going on?
Oh, taking her with her.
They're
Goodbye.
gonna- This was all a setup.
Yep.
Da-da-da-da.
I just killed her a little bit.
Yeah.
They have a cure already prepared to shoot her up with.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah.
Good news. She's only mostly dead.
Yeah. Cosby says leave the room. He's got.
He's only mostly dead.
Yeah. Cosby just needs 20 minutes with her. No, it's gonna help her.
This was not the episode to be making a Cosby joke.
Well, that's the great thing about Philippe. There are no boundaries for him.
This is the perfect episode. I disagree.
Well, are we near the end? Are you
No,
taking us
this
out on some
lasted a
corrections,
long
Matt?
I don't have corrections. I just
Oh,
have rant.
another no.
I told you I didn't
You didn't
do.
do any.
I didn't do
Yeah.
any.
Well, I thought the week that you
You
had.
thought since I had an extra week
Yeah.
between last week's episode and
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
All that time spent on.
Do you guys
Inside
have a
Picard.
movie that you love that everyone else thinks is a terrible movie?
Yes.
Mm.
One of my favorite movies, A Knight's Tale.
I thought you were going to say Center Stage.
That too, yeah. But I don't have as much.
People don't think A Knight's Tale is a terrible movie.
do they? I don't know
I
what
think
they
they
think.
just think of it. It's
I
like,
just
it's
don't
okay.
care.
I think that movie has a good reputation.
Yeah, that's good.
It's fun.
It's got Heath Ledger.
It's
in
got
it.
that
He's
great
It's got,
beloved.
like, some-
soundtrack.
it's got some cult
Yeah.
status.
What other movies?
Knight's Tale. Is that Hugh
Basketball.
Grant or is that
Basketball.
Heath
Yep.
Ledger.
I love that movie.
Basketball?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Corky Romano.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting, because mine is also a Saturday Night Live movie.
Deuce Bigelow?
Superstar, the
Okay.
Mary Catherine Gallagher movie. I think that movie is genuinely hilarious and good, and I don't know why everyone else doesn't.
I
agree
feel
with
like
me.
most of it would be around comedies because like that's the
Yeah.
most subjective experience.
Have you guys seen Superstar?
No,
I
I've
have
never
seen
seen
most
it.
We're gonna
It
watch
is
it now.
so funny and weird. Like I
Yeah.
almost can't even believe it exists as a thing because it's so strange. I just think it's a really funny, good movie.
It's kind of funny when a comedy that doesn't really seem like Okay, so I was just thinking about how at first nobody liked Napoleon Dynamite, and now people might not remember this, but like there was a moment in time when a lot of people didn't like Napoleon Dynamite. Like I remember because I would talk about it at work, and then then some kind of shift happened, and everybody got on board. But like for a while, people thought it was.
I never
stupid.
really got on board with that one.
Yeah.
If I'm being totally
I liked it.
honest.
I like it.
I mean,
I love that movie.
I love that movie too, and I was just like, oh, it's hilarious. But then it became everybody got into.
Where are you on Napoleon Dynamite, Erin?
I like it. I liked it at the time.
Okay, so
I
I'm the
always like
outlier on that
odd.
one.
I like oddballs.
But I think what's
doing their thing.
interesting
Well, that's
was
why you
like
like
how
the
people
lead.
like
I
completely
always felt
shifted
like-
about it. Like people who said they hated it, like later on started quoting
Somehow
it.
it
And,
became endearing.
yeah, I don't know.
Talk to me about Corky Romano.
Would you guys like some cookies?
Is it really funny? I've never seen it.
That's when he's playing a Girl Scout trying to sell cookies.
So if you're into that scene, then you're into it.
Yeah. I think that guy was funny.
Chris-
I like
is that Chris-
I like a lot of
Is that Chris Kattan?
Saturday
Yeah,
Night
Chris
Live
Kattan.
movies. hmm
What else?
I like the Coneheads
I like Night at
movie
the
too.
I like the Coneheads movie too.
The Coneheads movie is actually surprisingly funny.
People shit on that movie all the time. I like that movie.
I mean, I usually am pretty forgiving about a comedy if I'm in the right mood. I just like want to watch a fucking.
Yeah,
comedy.
they're silly. They had a lot during that time. They
I
were
just
still
watched-
putting out a lot of.
I wanted to watch 22 Jump Street last night, and I fucking enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So it
I
was.
never saw the second one. I like the first one.
The first one's
The
hilarious.
first
Yeah.
one's great.
This one was just as dumb and good. I think.
Yeah,
pretty
it's
much.
good. It's fun.
Yeah.
I like it.
Once again, Picard is like
Oh my
having to
God.
be nice to Wesley,
that
which he
sweater
hates,
is
which he
ridiculous.
hates doing.
Yeah.
Wait, did he actually do something in this episode?
Well, he held
He
down.
was holding down the bridge while everyone else
Yeah.
was down on the
Basically
planet.
captaining the
They
ship.
basically put a 15-year-old in charge of the entire ship.
300 people on this damn ship.
I mean, there's been 4 episodes, and he's basically
Like,
saved.
other people worked there.
Yeah.
Right? Like they could have found somebody besides Wesley.
The next in line, I mean, you don't put the fucking
There's got to be a hierarchy of who's in charge of the ship when everyone else is busy.
I think Wesley's like
Wesley
third or
can't
fourth.
be on it.
Yeah.
Oh, you think he's fourth?
I think so.
Yeah.
he's in front of
He's
he's in
what?
front of his mom
He's a
for some
genius.
reason.
It was done by lottery. Okay. It has
Oh,
nothing-
gotcha.
He's like the kid that really knows the tech.
I guess because there was
Mhm.
actually no threat except to what was happening with Tasha. They must have felt like it was okay
Oh, it's
to
like-
leave Wesley in
It's like the
charge.
9th inning when you put in all the kids that are really bad.
Right,
and-
let 'em play.
Yeah. And you're like,
Let him get some field time.
yeah, you're-
Everybody plays on my team.
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
man.
It's good.
I wonder when Crusher is gonna get captain's log. You know what I'm saying? Now, which Crusher do you think I'm talking about, Min? I'm just wondering.
There are
I'll,
two.
I'll meet you on the holodeck. How about that?
It's all legal on the holodeck.
Everything's legal on the holodeck.
Yeah.
When do we get our first holodeck episode? It must be
I don't
coming
know.
out pretty soon.
No, there's definitely because I think the Sherlock Holmes one is definitely season 1.
Well, and I think one of the black and white
I
film
like that
noir
one.
ones
Is
is in
earlier
this
than that,
season.
yeah.
too.
Oh, they have a black and white one?
Yeah, Picard's like fetish is to dress up like a 1930s
Sure.
gangster
He likes
and go into the
detective
holodeck. Not
novels
a
from the
gangster,
Like a private eye.
a PI.
Private eye.
He likes to go in and cosplay as like
gumshoe.
Philip Marlowe and solve
That's
crimes.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna get an episode where it's mostly set in 1930s.
Does he holodeck him some hair or what?
No, he doesn't.
Never.
But he looks snappy.
He wears
in
a
his
hat.
suit.
Yeah,
He wears
he's
a hat.
good.
That's what I respect about him. He doesn't
Yeah.
feel the need to like replace his baldness.
If you guys were in the holodeck, would you like holodeck yourself up a little bit? Like, I mean,
No.
it's not gonna.
I
hurt.
would upgrade a little. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, just keep some of the
Tip
core.
a little bit of nip and tuck here.
I'm
and
not
there.
interfering with any of the basics.
Yeah,
I thought the
just what a little makeover could accomplish.
I thought the holodeck was everything around you, not you. You
No,
can't
it
change.
is.
it.
They
No.
they never change their own appearances.
but
when they're
you.
on the-
Oh, well, they.
but
put
there's
on,
no reason you couldn't.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I mean-
God! Did you know he lost his hair when he was only 19
Mm.
due to alopecia? I'm googling it.
Nice.
Googling Patrick Stewart.
Yeah,
It's like the 4th one down. I didn't even have to finish it. It's like Patrick Stewart with hair.
I don't even think that can't be true though. Alopecia makes you lose like
All your hair.
your hair.
Well, they said he had alopecia.
Maybe.
Well, that's him at 19.
Him with hair.
That's him with hair. I thought you would enjoy seeing what it's like.
No, it's crazy.
Send it around. Send it around.
I don't really like it,
Actually,
though.
don't send it around.
I mean,
Don't
he's
send it around.
attractive, but I don't like
COVID-19.
Look at it.
COVID.
Keep your dirty phone to yourself.
Yeah.
So
I know.
weird. That he looks weird
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
He's
With
so
hair.
severe.
It doesn't look unnatural to me. I think
No,
it looks good.
it's just I'm not
It must
used
be
to it.
some role
Yeah.
he was doing. They gave him hair.
We didn't do FMK for that episode. Jake, do you have a who would win?
I did look up a few who would wins, and it's funny you were talking about Napoleon Dynamite because there was one that I read that I don't know if it's good or not, but it made me chuckle. It made me
10 small Napoleon
it made me
Dynamites
chuckle. It made me
versus one full size.
It made me chuckle to myself for a good few minutes.
All right, let's hear it.
And it is, what if an army of oh god, I need to remember it. An army of 500 General Napoleons led by Napoleon Dynamite versus an army of 1,000 Napoleon Dynamites led by Napoleon.
Oh wow, that's a hard one.
Interesting.
Ooh, I would say the latter.
The numbers. The numbers.
No,
Numbers.
I think when you have Napoleon leading,
I think so.
That's
He's
bad.
a natural born leader.
And the stipulation is they have to follow the general's orders.
Yeah, I think you want number 2 in that
yeah,
one.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think you want Napoleon in
leading
charge.
Yeah.
and Napoleon Dynamite as your
Napoleon
military.
Dynamite is a grunt.
And then
I
they
mean,
did-
he's born for he's cannon fodder.
They did a few.
Send 'em out.
They did three rounds, 3 situations. One was they're all unarmed.
Across the Maginot Line.
They're all unarmed. The second one is
Well, you take
they're
numbers.
equipped with a 19th century musket or whatever, or 17th century, whatever is appropriate. And then the third one was their only armament is nunchucks.
I have to say that even though it would be sure death, I would want to join Napoleon Dynamite's team just to see what would happen.
Yeah.
You know, we would get decimated, but it would be a fun time.
Oh, the army of Napoleon Dynamite. So you join that one.
Wait, the army of Napoleon or the general?
No, the army of Napoleon Dynamites.
That's the
Led-
larger army.
led by
That's
Napoleon.
the
I
larger
find
army,
him
right?
so annoying. I want as few of him as possible.
Oh, really?
You would just surrender.
What's some of Napoleon's line?
No, Shawn would just
Let's start
surrender.
firing.
I would desert.
Yeah.
I would just run.
Something
I
about
would just
tater
book
tots.
it.
Yep.
You can book it nowadays, man.
If I have to, in an emergency, I'm faster than I look.
Yeah, I can see that. Can I ask a different question?
Yeah.
What sound does a opossum make?
Oh, I
It's
don't
like
know
a
what
screeching.
is it.
I think so.
That's when you're touching them.
So the other night
like a chittering,
I was
right?
awakened
Chittering.
by a clicking sound.
Oh. Well, that was Philippe.
He was at work. I called him.
Oh.
Yeah, she proved
It
my
woke
alibi.
me
She
up.
alibied me.
Yeah, it woke me up, and it sounded like it was coming out of my bathroom, but it was like underneath the house bathroom, and it was a rustling too, like almost like it could come up through the tub pipes.
Oh, scary.
But it was a clicking sound. But I've heard it multiple nights since, and I did Google because I know we've had a possum, but they do make a clicking sound when they're trying to pond fire. But I haven't heard like a recording of it, so I think there's a possum trying to get down.
The
And they
elegance
also-
with which
Do you
want to
hear? Do you want to
they're
hear a
trying to
YouTube
pond
video
fire.
called "Opossums in the Attic"?
Oh, wait. Jacob's playing something.
But I think they're gonna make a different sound when they're like afraid or hissing.
What are you playing, Jacob?
That's an opossum sound.
Yeah, they growl, but I want to know if they click. What does that sound like? Because I've only heard reference to it, but I haven't heard the audio.
That just sounded like a creepy uncle coming up behind.
And the downside too, not downside.
Creepy uncle.
A possum clicking noise. Why do possums click? Males make a clicking smack noise out of the side of their mouths as they wander in search of a mate. And females will sometimes repeat the sound in return. When separated or distressed, baby possums will make a sneezing noise to signal their mother. But there's no, like,
Clicking.
I don't have an audio file of this.
So it's like,
This is
But I
not,
think here's a possum baby. But here's the problem. There's something called a possum without an O in Australia, and they're confusing my YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not opossum. It's different.
What is the difference between a possum and an opossum?
Just two completely different animals.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I like this. This is a nice little like palate cleanser of possum talk to like reset our minds after like a lot of the problematic nature of the episode we just saw.
Yeah.
It was good.
I thought you might like it.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's happening.
Are they visibly different? Like if you look at a possum, can you tell that it's a possum?
Well,
and not an
first of
opossum?
all, an opossum
Or do they
lives
mostly
in
look
North
the same?
America, and a possum lives in Australia. It's
But do
just-
they look like the same thing or not?
Well, here's you know what an opossum looks like. You've seen those before. They have the white face, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let me just take the O out.
Just like God did.
Oh,
Is it, this is gonna end up. It's like, oh, it's the exact same thing, and
Mm-mm.
they're shipped
a possum.
They're
shipped
different.
overseas.
They're fucking different.
They have bigger ears. I would say. Sorry, I'm not typing very well.
A
A possum.
possum sounds like chitter chitter
No,
chitter,
they're-
and possums are like
the system's confused about it.
good day.
Yeah, they chitter, but in Australia.
That's what a possum looks like in Australia.
Oh, that's a totally different thing.
Yeah,
But you know, they might still be marsupials because
Yeah, but it doesn't look the same.
They're riding each other on the back, like you know how the babies get on the back.
got-
They might
sure.
have some kind of commonality, but
They-
they're not. They're just different.
Jacob,
It looks
does any?
more like a
mouse.
chinchilla or
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
the ears.
What's up?
Does anybody have any recommendations for this week? Jacob, play the recommendation jingle.
You have a recommendation, Matt?
Yeah,
I do. I watched The Farewell, the movie The Farewell on Amazon Prime.
Aquafina.
Yeah,
oh
did
yeah,
you
me
see
too.
that?
I've seen that. It's good.
It's good. I really liked it.
I like Aquafina. I
She's
watched her
great.
show on
She
MTV
was
too.
great. I did not know.
She's
The only
super-
other thing I'd ever seen her in was Crazy Rich Asians. So like I didn't watch. I never watched her show or anything.
Something about the way she just her posture.
Yeah.
She's just there's something very watchable about her that's unique.
I just
She has
saw.
a fun energy about her that's like you want to be your friend. Like I want to hang out with
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
and
She
she's
just
so
seems cool.
She's so believable in
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah.
She almost doesn't seem like she's acting.
It's an interesting
because she's so
concept
just
too.
herself.
What's
you
the
know?
movie about?
It's about the fact that I guess in China, if you have a relative that's about to die, sometimes you just don't
Tell them.
share them. Like the medical, I guess, allows for the family member to learn and like shield that person because I think they think mentally it's not helpful for them. So they like kind of like pull a big like family size ruse, but it's complicated by the fact that there's people across continents now, so people have to come back from all these places to
Yeah.
say goodbye.
So
Grandma
Aquafina-
living-
Grandma has cancer. They don't wanna
Aquafina,
now
tell
an
her.
international-
Aquafina lives
She lives in New York.
New York.
Hmm.
She's a Chinese American.
Sure.
Her parents are Chinese immigrants.
Mhm.
Her grandmother, who she's very close with but has not seen in a long time,
And they have a fun
because
relationship.
The grandmother lives in China. Has like terminal cancer,
Mm.
but the family has decided not to tell her.
But that's a difference too. Is the doctor tells the sister, and the patient herself is like completely clueless. So that wouldn't go down.
But they all want to see her again
Mm.
before she's got like a 3-month diagnosis or something.
But they all pretend like it's for a cousin's wedding.
One of the cousins gets married to this girl
just to
so they can throw a big wedding.
Because it would be strange otherwise
all the
to have all these
family-
people
Yeah,
visiting.
yeah.
all the family comes
think
from all
You'd
over.
think
Yeah.
the
under
old
the
person would maybe
ruse.
realize what's going on. But
They might on some level.
I think on some level you're supposed to get that she knows
Mm.
because
yeah, I kind of picked up on that too.
yeah,
Like she's no dummy, but I think she enjoys it. You know,
she
they're all
liked
there.
I think it felt like she enjoyed playing along.
Maybe it
as
is
much
good
as
for your
they-
mental health not to be bogged down with the fear. I mean, stress. They keep
Yeah.
saying that like being fearful and stressful is not good for like coronavirus, for instance, but also like heart disease.
Because Aquafina's all
Yeah.
like, this is fucked up. Like she's the
Yeah.
outsider,
Sure.
right? Because she's grown up in
Contemporary.
America.
Yeah, and they have
And she's the one who
interesting
keeps saying
cultural
like,
We should
discussions.
tell her.
what are we doing? Like we have to tell her what's going on. And the rest of the family is like, no, like she doesn't. It's better if she doesn't.
Yeah.
You know,
So it's interesting.
It's selfish
'cause
to tell her.
I didn't know that was a practice.
it's all
so
about
that
like
was
cultural
interesting, yeah.
divides and stuff. And
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
good.
really
Good
excellent.
cast.
It's really sort of
Good vibe with their
bittersweet
grandma.
seeming.
Yeah.
It was good.
But we were wandering around the channels because we have cable now, and we were watching MTV and we
Too.
saw her show.
TV too.
And it's funny because the grandma on there, she has a funny grandma on that too, and they live somewhere in New York.
Nora from Queens.
Yeah, and she's like, "Fuck Marie Kondo" or whatever. The grandma's like this.
Yeah, she's great.
I was like, "Yeah,
It's funny.
I'm ready for that backlash."
I really like her in the two things that I've seen her in.
Yeah.
She's very funny in Crazy Rich Asians, and she's very not funny in The Farewell, which I kind of went into that movie thinking it was going to be funnier than it was, because it's about
it's melancholy.
It's about pulling off a caper on some level, right?
Yeah.
So on some level, you're watching it going, are they going to get caught? Are they going to get away with it? But the movie is not really about that. In the end, it's much more about just like the family dynamics.
That's
and,
kind of
like,
how I felt
the
about
cultural
Parasite,
differences.
though. I kind of felt the same way about Parasite because they kind of describe it as a darkly comic thing, and I was like, the comic part
it's brief.
did not really come through to me at all.
That's
like I did
Asian
not
people
feel
for
like
you.
that was
Kind of tongue in cheek when they all figure out a way to get a job.
It
at
is
the place.
similar to The Farewell in
That's
some
kind of
level
like-
because
Gangsta kind of
Asian people.
the first
They're
30 minutes of that movie are a caper
out,
movie.
Yeah,
'Cause
they're
it's about
outwitting
them
the
like
wealthy family.
tricking the rich
being
family.
scrappy.
yeah.
But then once it starts to go in the other direction, it becomes a very different movie altogether.
Yeah.
But I loved that movie. I loved it. I loved both parts of that movie.
Yeah.
It's a journey.
It's a real journey.
And you're right. I like it when architecture plays a big role in something.
Yeah.
I think
I
it's
feel like
true.
some of the nuances were lost on me, to be honest, like about like the what they were trying to, like that particular situation of their particular version of class struggle is
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
Well, my brother who lived in Korea for, gosh, almost a decade, I suppose. He's like,
Wow.
it's a very Korean film. Like,
yeah. So I there's a little part of me that was like didn't understand some of the nuances and maybe the motivations that seemed strange to me. Like it seemed like the timings of some of the actions and like what they were focused seemed really weird to me and forced, but I still enjoyed it overall. I just don't get it because I'm probably just not immersed enough in like Korean culture to understand like.
I felt like I picked up a lot more the second time I watched it. Like I felt like I understood it a lot more
cool.
the second time.
Well, that's something to look forward to.
You remember the Gangnam Style song?
Yeah.
Sure.
So Gangnam is a district in
It's
Seoul.
like,
It's like the Beverly Hills,
yeah.
like ultra high rich, and that song is
It's where Harajuku girls or Harajuku girls.
it's all a sort of
remember that song
parody
what's her
of
face had?
that
Gwen Stefani.
Funny.
That's
sort
the
of
Japanese
culture
version.
and
Yeah.
Harajuku.
what?
We're having
Go
a
on.
side combo.
We're having
No,
a side
no, I
convo.
don't admit. And that was my point. It was a class struggle
Yeah.
sort of parody kind of thing.
Well, with exporting like culture, you don't usually get
We should watch
the working
Parasite,
class.
you guys. It's so
Yeah.
Add it to
good.
the list.
I would love to watch it.
I mean,
again.
you don't. Yeah, you could.
And what was the
Since
other
it's
thing that we kind of alluded to? Oh, Arrested Development.
Did your brother date a Korean person while he was out
Several.
there? Oh yeah. And so was
He
he
was
into?
ponfaring when I stayed with him. I was like, oh god.
So he
But-
wasn't out there necessarily because of work. He wanted to be out there. He was experiencing the
He
culture.
was
and-
working at the same time, but yeah. But anyway, he enjoyed the film, and the neighborhood where they are in the basement actually reminds me of some of his apartments there. He
Yeah.
didn't live below ground, but it did look like
Yeah, they're like
he lived outside of Seoul in
semi-basements, they're
like, you
called.
know.
Well, it's been quite an episode here, guys.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
what are we like?
We've really learned and grown.
Yeah, Possum Talk. And
I read Catch and Kill. Aaron, did you read Catch and Kill?
I
Sigh.
tried to get it, but it was sold out. I'll get it electronically. I just prefer.
I checked it out
Physical
from the
copy.
library on my Kindle. That's how
Yeah.
I read it.
Hey, the libraries are closed now. Did you know that? You can still get an electronic.
I
book,
mean,
but-
you can still check out books from the Kindle, but
Matt's very on it. That's like so 21st century.
it's a great way to read a book.
Yeah,
Like
it sounds awesome.
they don't have everything, but
Hmm.
they have a lot of, it's a library. Catch and Kill is great. I was just thinking about it because Weinstein got 23 years in prison.
Yeah.
That's
finally.
pretty. I was surprised that it was quite.
I kind of was too. I thought he was going to maybe get away with some kind of slap on the wrist.
Yeah,
but-
I thought it was gonna be like a 3 or 4 years or something.
But is it going to be like a nice, soft, cushy prison, or is it like prison federal?
I mean, he went to
prison?
Rikers, which is not like
Yeah, talk to Captain Riker.
Rikers Island.
Yeah, shit is
Yeah, it's a
not
different segment.
not fun. Rikers is not known to be.
And I
awesome.
watched The Handmaiden. I don't know why I watched 2 like Korean movies in a row or Asian movies in a row. I watched The Farewell, which is Chinese, and I watched The Handmaiden, which is
You get on a roll
Korean
sometime.
and Japanese.
Yep.
That was a very good movie
I
too.
don't
That
know
was
The
good.
Handmaiden.
It's set in like the 30s, and it's
Ooh.
about this girl. It's kind of vaguely like Parasite in some ways.
Yeah.
It's about a girl who gets hired to be the handmaiden. She's poor. She gets hired to be the handmaiden for a sort of rich woman. And it's one of those movies where everyone is kind of double crossing each other and no one is exactly who they're sort of claiming
Everyone's
to be.
trying to survive in their own.
It's a very darkly
way.
sexual movie.
Yeah, it's weird and creepy. And
Philippe
like-
would love it.
but I loved that. I thought it was
I've
great.
seen
I like that movie a
parts of
lot.
it.
And it's all about like some of them are from Japan and some of them are Korean. So sometimes the dialogue is in Japanese and sometimes it's in Korean. And that becomes a plot point because some of the characters don't speak
Yeah.
Japanese.
Ooh.
So it's like when the characters are talking in Japanese, the Korean person who's in the room doesn't know what they're talking about.
How'd that come through in like subtitles?
They
Was
do it.
she-
They do them in yellow and
Was
white.
she what was known as a comfort woman?
No, she's more like a.
That was a World War II thing.
Mary, like Mary Crowley's, like the girl who helps her dress. Like,
yeah,
Okay.
sorry, that was a Downton Abbey.
Yeah. A lady's
Gotcha.
maid.
a valet.
yeah.
Okay.
Like the handmaiden.
I was thinking of because when you're saying Korea and Japan, I was just thinking like there's a lot.
No,
of
she's more just like a
conflict there.
best friend slash.
But you said
servant.
30s, not World War II. I was thinking of like
Yeah, comfort girl,
Sex
someone
workers.
who will like make mashed potatoes for you, mac
Okay.
and cheese.
Does anybody else
I
have?
need
Does
somebody
anybody
like
else have
that.
any recommendations for things to watch and read while we're in lockdown?
The Jumanji sequel was a lot of fun.
Oh, really?
Is it good?
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of Aquafina, she shows up in it.
oh yeah, she's good.
She's really
I love
good.
She does
first
have a
one.
good
I wanna see
posture
it.
in that too, because
Yeah, I
that
thought it
film
was
is
better
clever
in
because it's
some
people
ways.
playing other people, so they
Yeah.
have to like switch up
Yeah,
their
and,
way.
and
about
seeing
them.
Aquafina and Jack Black, you could see like both of their kind of comedic chops express themselves because Jack Black has to do a part of the movie where he's like inhabited by a black person, which could obviously easily go very wrong in a movie, but he handles it like very, very like well. And,
Yeah,
Good actors, yeah. They switch. They have to
yeah.
switch.
They,
Yeah.
they did. They threaded
It's
that pretty
clever.
well.
and Aquafina does a great job.
It's fun watching actors pretend to be other characters in a movie. Like
They're good at it.
there's
The
a
good
great
ones.
episode. There's a great 2-part episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer where Buffy
They
and
switch.
Faith switch bodies. Faith is sort of the evil vampire
Nice.
slayer. And it's very funny watching Sarah Michelle Gellar and
Yeah.
Eliza
And you know
Dushku
they're loving that,
pretend to
just
be
that
each other.
change. Now, is that the Rock's first good movie? Because as much as I love him, he is in some really crappy.
He's been in a lot of good
He's in a
movies.
lot
What
of
are you
great
talking
movies.
He's a fucking #1 box office.
Well, that
I mean,
doesn't mean
he's
it's
in the
good.
Fast and
I'm
Furious
listening.
movies, the
I do
the
not
newer
love those
ones,
movies.
which are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, he was in Moana. I mean,
He is not a great actor, but he is
No,
he
he's
is
a Schwarzenegger.
he is the Arnold Schwarzenegger of our time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
that's,
charismatic as fuck, though.
Yeah.
Oh no, I love him. I love him.
yeah. I mean, you're talking about like an award-winning kind of a movie.
No. He'll never
No.
win an
But
Oscar.
he carries Jumanji.
Yeah, he does great in
Um,
Jumanji.
We were watching Total Recall the other day, and I got to
The
see the alien with
original or the new?
3 boobs.
The original. No.
Oh, yeah,
That was
pretty
fun.
good.
Prostitute.
That was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Sex worker. Sorry, man. Didn't mean to offend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
She gets killed,
I
but
got chastised.
It's more about the intent, than
Anybody else have anything they want to recommend
Total
to
Recall.
listeners?
Total Recall, great. The first one, I don't know, but I never saw the second. The follow up.
Why would you watch
You-
the second?
not good.
Mm.
Not worth it.
No, I wouldn't. I didn't.
We recommend you watch first.
Okay, then. I
Yeah.
guess I'll go ahead and wrap this up. Huh?
Do
Shit
it.
up, man. That's a lot of fun.
Join us again next week for season 1, episode 4, The Last Outpost. Until then, you can follow the show on Instagram at Warped the Podcast, on Twitter at Warped Trek. You can follow me at Host Warped. You can follow Minh and hear about our D&D and Call of Cthulhu podcasts, live play podcasts at Wet Maynard.
Maynard.
You can go to Patreon and give us money in exchange for bonus episodes and extra material at patreon.com/warped. thank you all very much. It was nice to see you all in the midst of all of
Yay.
this crazy. It was fun to see some.
If you get
some
a chance,
faces.
please
It's
rate,
nice to see
review.
some faces. Oh yeah, rate, review, and subscribe. I forgot that part.
Yeah.
You're trapped at home
You have nothing better to do.
between hand washes.
You might as well give us a click and give us 5 stars and write us a cute little review.
There you go.
You have plenty of time to do that right now.
Yep.